Hello everyone, I hope you're all safe and well. Today we'll be covering some abandoned houses on the Million Dollar Highway that I visited in 2019. These houses actually have a long and interesting history, however, much of that history is unknown. The story of these four houses begins in a town called Eureka, Colorado. Unfortunately, we have no idea who built these houses, however, they were most likely quickly built while the Sunnyside Mining and Milling Company was hastily attempting to provide housing for its growing workforce in the 1910s and 20s. The builders used an architectural style known as wood frame vernacular. The interiors of the houses offered simple sleeping, eating, and living quarters, which was commonplace of company housing at the time. These houses were not built for luxury, they were built for utility, to be torn down easily and moved if it was so needed. Also, quick side note, I will be making a detailed video covering the history of Eureka and the Sunnyside Mine. There's actually quite a lot to talk about regarding the town and the mine. It should come out in either May or June, so stay tuned for that. In the 1930s, with decreasing ores left to find, the Sunnyside Mine at Eureka began to play out and eventually closed in 1939. The company buildings that remained in the town began to get sold off. At the same time that Eureka was dying out, the nearby Idarado Mine, which was located in between Silverton and Ouray, Colorado, was booming. During the 1940s, the Idarado had increased production of base metals and required housing at its operation base situated at the Treasury Tunnel on Red Mountain Pass. Also, if you haven't visited the Red Mountain Pass, I really recommend you try to someday. It's some of the most beautiful territory in all of Colorado, and there are tons of mines to be seen there. You can access it by driving along the Million Dollar Highway from Silverton to Ouray. Anyways, due to its housing needs, in 1948 the Idarado Mine bought and moved 10 of the company houses in Eureka to its Treasury Tunnel. Out of the original 10, only 4 of them remain there today. The mine hired a man named Chester Yates of Montrose to move the 10 houses all the way from Eureka to the Treasury Tunnel, a distance of 23 miles. Yates and a crew of 6 men got the job done within a month in the early fall of 1948 by hauling them behind a red 1946 Dodge truck with his name inscribed on the side of it. This was a great feat, as back then, the road was narrow and unpaved, a lot like a Jeep road. The Ouray County Herald reported that, quote, "It was found necessary to shoot off some of the ledges along the highway to allow the houses to pass." Very quickly after the houses were moved, a community was born as families of Idarado mining personnel began moving into the new houses, which would be inhabited from 1948 to 1978. Because of how many families lived there, the Idarado mine provided a station wagon that, every day, transported the kids to school in Ouray. Avalanches occurred often, and one time, according to Mary Unger Fulton, who lived at the Idarado from 1950 to 1956, her and her fellow Idarado students almost got swept off the road by an avalanche while going to school. A notable resident of one of the houses is Elwood Gregory, who in the fall of 1966 moved into the Griffiths Noel house with his wife Rosianna and 3 kids, where they would live for the next 2 years. Before moving into this house, he worked as an amalgamator at the Idarado's mill in Telluride, but decided to take a job at the Idarado's warehouse on Red Mountain Pass after his wife got annoyed by some of their relatives and friends in Telluride. During his time working at the warehouse, he said that the mine was, quote, "going good," with about 300 to 400 workers traveling up in buses every day from as far away as Montrose. In 1979, the Idarado mine ceased production and the company houses were abandoned. As I've said previously, only 4 of the original 10 houses remain at the Treasury Tunnel. I'm not sure what happened to the other 6 houses. I presume that they were most likely torn down instead of being moved again. Reason being that as they were quite old, they would require renovation and most mines probably wouldn't have wanted to use them. If you know what happened to any of the other 6 houses, please say so in the comments. I personally would love to know, and I'm sure other people would too. Any info is helpful no matter how little. These 4 houses are a remnant of the past. There isn't really anything visually special about them besides being historic and abandoned, but there is more to them than meets the eye. They have names. Named for 2 of the families who used to inhabit it, there's the Griffiths Noel house. It's the 2-story closest to the highway pullout, with Hammett's Hotel right next to it. The newlywed house is next to the wooded hillside across the marshy flat, where other houses used to be. As you head up from Ouray towards Silverton, you'll be able to see it from below towards the top of the pass, right before the Idarado mine. The other house that you'll be able to see leaning over the cliff along the highway a little before reaching the old trestle at the Idarado mine is the bachelor's house. Today, the Ouray Historical Society and Trust for Land Restoration are working on stabilizing and preserving these houses. If you visit these houses, please do not take anything or damage the site so others may enjoy this place as well. It is also against the law to damage, excavate, or take anything from any public historic or prehistoric building, ruin, site, monument, or object of antiquity. Violators can face a fine of up to $100,000 and 5 years in prison. If you see anybody removing objects from this site or vandalizing it in any way, please contact the local county sheriff, ranger station, or the Forest Service crime hotline at 970-874-6714. If you would like to learn more about these houses, the Idarado Mine, and the Red Mountain Town, which I believe is the official name for the town site of these houses, I highly recommend you watch Derelict Doug's video about the town where he goes into detail regarding the full history of the town. Also check out the PDF I have linked in the description. You will be able to learn more about the houses, town of Eureka, the Idarado Mine, and the people who inhabited the houses. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss a new video. I will be starting a series where I cover abandoned railroads, mines, and ghost towns in Colorado, and maybe other states as well. Stay safe, everyone, and have a great day. Goodbye.